Hello students, I welcome you once again in online teaching. In the previous classes we discussed that there is a girl whose name is Manju, and due to her malformed finger and her feet also, she was not able to do a work softly or easily. But apart from this, she decided to have a hobby, and her hobby was painting, and she decided to learn painting. And when she made some paintings and shown her mother as well as her parents, they were very happy. Her mother supported her confidently. Her father also appreciated her painting, but he has some financial problem. That's why he was wanting that her daughter should learn some household works which will be useful in her life instead of learning painting, because he was knowing that there is a too much competition in this field, and this will not be easy for Manju, because handling brushes and also financial problems, so this will be make trouble for her. That's why he was not interested as Manju's mother was interested. Now come to next paragraph. Now see, first paragraph we had completed, second one also. Manju, her mother's voice raised her from far away. Will you give me a hand? Means here Manju's mother, she was asking to help herself from her daughter. Manjula helped her mother take down the steel trunk. Mrs. Parilkar opened it but then shut it again. She turned to Manju. Decisively, Manju, I would like to talk to you. Mother, please, interrupted the girl, her dark eyes burning. Don't, but Manju, please, mother, please. So this was the very emotional moment for Manjula as well as for her mother. So both were very emotional. And her mother was telling that, Manju, I would like to talk you. Mother, please, interrupted the girl, her dark eyes burning. Don't. But Manju said, no, mummy, no more. Don't talk to me. And she started weeping, means the tears started coming from her eyes. Mrs. Parilkar gripped her daughter firmly by the shoulders and looked her straight in the eyes, her voice firm with determination. She said, don't give in. Manju, there is so much in you that other girls don't have. Let it come up. Even if you have to fight, fight Manju, fight. So here in this paragraph, Manju's mother, means Mrs. Parilkar, gripped her daughter firmly by the shoulders and looked her straight in the eyes. Means Mrs. Parilkar catched her daughter firmly. Firmly means strictly by the shoulders. Means Mrs. Parilkar had her hands on her daughter's shoulders and looked into her eyes. Both were watching their eyes. Her voice from with determination. She said, "Don't give in, Manju." So here Mrs. Parelkar was consoling, telling her daughter clearly that don't leave. If you want to do something, so fight, Manju, fight. Manju's throat was thick with tears. She turned away from her mother. So after listening that, Manju's throat means her lips were shaking, trembling, and tears were coming from her eyes. And she turned away from her mother. Manju, look at me, her mother said gently. And then Manju's mother, means Mrs. Parilkar, she said, "Look at me, please. See." You have to learn to master obstacles. Means she was telling that in human's life there are so many misery, problems, obstacles, and by heart, if you do not have the willpower, then it is not possible that you will overcome from this. It comes from your side, not by telling others. So when you will decide, then you will gain, you will get strength to overcome these obstacles which will come in your life. Manjula turned around in anguish. "Stop preaching, mother. Just stop preaching. You see, it is. So Manjula turned around in anguish. And then anguish means broken, टूटा हुआ. So whatever the conditions Manjula was facing in her life, and second side, she was preaching by her mother that you have to fight with obstacles. So Manjula turned and she said, "Stop preaching." Means don't try to educate me. Mother, just stop. It is only to preach us. Not it is possible in real life. It is all Papa's fault, she wanted to say. But deep inside she knew it was not. So her mother, she wanted to say, "Is it only your father's fault who told you that just leave this hobby? It is only his fault?" No. Manjula, Mrs. Parelkar, she wanted to prove that it is also fault of yours, not only your father. She dashed to her room. Dashed means go. So she went to her room, flung herself on the bed, and buried her face in the pillow. But she could not cry. The tears just would not come. When at last she sat up, her eyes fell on a newspaper cutting on the table. Strange, she thought, I did not keep it there. Puzzled, she picked it up and read, playing saucer with artificial fleet. So after going in her room, she flung herself on the bed, means she went on her bed and she was looking worried, but she could not cry. Generally, what happens when we feel tired or angry, then we cry loudly. The tears just would not come. So Manjula, she had a lot of patience and she did not cry. When at last she sat up, her eyes fell on a newspaper cutting on the table. So there was one of the newspaper cutting which was kept on her table. Strange, she thought, I did not keep it there. Puzzled, she picked it up and read, playing saucer with artificial feet. So this was the articles which was kept on her table, and she tried to go through it. The bold heading screamed at her in New Hampshire. She read on Rich Belanger, who had lost his feet in a train accident, decided to play football with artificial feet. His coach thought it was ridiculous. His parents did not like it. His sentence was underlined in red, but Belanger stuck to it and made it to the Nassau team as the defensive end. Bold heading. So this was in the bold headline and screamed her in the New Hampshire. This was the place name, and she started reading Rich Belanger. This was the story of Rich Belanger. This was an article which was kept on her table, and this was the information which was given in the article about a player, Rich Belanger, who has lost his feet in a car accident, and he wanted to play football with artificial feet, but when the coach, means team coach, when he saw, he was just only laughing, and he thought that it is a ridiculous thing. But finally Rich Belanger stuck to it and made it to the Nassau team, and he, means Rich Belanger, made a Nassau team, and it working as a defensive end. So Manjula Parelkar dropped the clipping. What a brave boy, she thought. He did not give up or played on, despite what other people said. Perhaps her mother was right. Here, when Manjula goes through this article, she finds that Belanger was what a brave boy he never leaves, 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 he never leaves his, means he never lose his hope. And then Manjula found that her mother was right, she was correct, she was guiding her in a right direction. Manjula walked over to her cupboard, hunted through the pile of clothes, and pulled out her colors and brushes. She ran her thumb over the soft bristles, and the longing to paint, see, and smell colors drove tears into her eyes. And then, after Manjula decided to paint, and then she went and took her brushes, watercolors, whatever she had, and she started painting on a bristol, and then tears came from her eyes, means at the very moment she became very emotional. On the day of the on the spot painting competition, this was the one of the competition, one day on the spot painting competition, shortly after breakfast, her brother said, I am off, ma. Ratan and I are helping at the entrance gate. They are expecting a big crowd. Turning to Manjula, he said casually, pity you are not coming. I am sure you would have won a prize. And then her brother told that I am hoping that you are not coming, but if you will come, then you will secure here first prize. Certainly, I believe. I might win one still, Manjula replied as casually as she could. It will depend on the subject in my category. So here, Manjula said that it is possible, it could be that I shall win one prize. It will depend on the subject which will be given by the person, those who have arranged this competition. Your category, cried Amol. Manju, hey, does that mean you are participating? He jumped up and pumped her hands up and down. He knew you would do it. I was sure you would not give in. So here Amol, he was telling that I cannot believe that you are coming in this competition and you are participating. He jumped with this news and pumping his hands. Pumping means he was moving his hands up and down, and he became very happy. Manjula freed her hands and answered softly, if Rich Belanger could do it, why not Manjula Parelkar? And then Manjula said that, means she answered very gently and said, if Rich Belanger can, means he could do it, so why I cannot do? Because he has lost his feet, and with the artificial feet he started playing football, so why I cannot? Because I have only malformed fingers and feet. So I think I should try. And then she decided to participate in this competition. Her brother looked at her. A broad smile spread over his face. And after listening that, her brother means Amol, he became very happy that her sister is participating in this competition. Rich Bilanger, Mrs. Parikal asked, surprised. Who is Rich Bilanger? And Mrs. Parikal, and then Mrs. Parelkar asked very surprisedly that who is Rich Bilanger? And then Manjula spoke. Rich Bilanger spoke. Manjula and her brother together play saucer with artificial feet. It's not that something. And then they give an information about a player, Rich Bilanger, that he was a saucer player and he played with artificial feet. So if it was not enough, so why? That's why Manjula started painting and she participated in this competition. So, my dear students, we have completed this chapter Fight Manju Fight, and if you have any query, so please ask. And one thing I would like to suggest you that whenever you face the word meaning, please go through dictionary. It is a good habit. Don't ask with others. If you don't have dictionary, then you ask. But if you are at your home and if you have the dictionary, so if you will check the word meaning from the dictionary, by doing this you will learn word meaning, and if by telling others, and you will get your problem solved, and then after some times you will forget. So please, it is my request to you, please, you all have a dictionary, and whenever you go through the textbook, please you keep the dictionary beside you and just take the help of dictionary for word meaning. First week I think you will face problem, but after a week you will feel very cool and calm, and this will be helpful for you. So thank you all of you. If you face problem, please ask, share your views, your question, any query, and just I hope that you have understood the chapter, means the all the paragraphs very clearly. And if you have doubt, so in the next video I shall also upload the video in the Hindi, and then after that you will very feel easy to understand this story. Thank you.